Achilles, we're back. I might be on this like an hour and a half, I don't know. Let me go ahead and change my skin. Normally I like to try to wear different skins. Someone told me to go and, you know, basically wear different skins. To me, some skins I don't wear a lot. I'm surprised this chunk actually put me in a different thing, but we'll wear this for a little bit and we'll go accordingly. I gotta go to the bank tomorrow and deposit some money in my bank account, like quarters. Hopefully I have like $50, $60, so I have a little bit of a wedge of money in my bank account. So I'm gonna take the first steps of what you call it, protecting the idea that I got. So and it'll work. It'll work. I got a long-term plan, stuff like that. The only thing I gotta do is just, you know, make a few contacts. I think that'll be easy. There's big events, you know, hopefully when stuff kind of cools down or chills off or whatnot, we'll be getting to that. I'll just leave, because that made no sense. I had that gun first. Oh my god. What skin can I wear that's halfway decent? I don't really like wearing all my skins, if that makes any sense. Like, I like to wear stuff in my mood, so. Alpine Ace I actually kind of like a little bit, so we'll rock that for a little bit. Anybody want to know if I'm in the fence about 2K23? I think I kind of am in the fence about 2K23 because number one is steep. The price that you're paying is steep, and I'm just like, why would I spend, you know, a certain amount of money? I'm not trying to be cheap, but like $150 to $200 for a game right now for me doesn't sound like a great idea, because I might turn out that I might hate the game. And I say what I mean, I hate the game. I honestly think in some instances I really do hate 2K. Like, after I can explain to you my whole thought process with 2K, I still may get it, but I'm not getting a $150 edition. I might get $100. I gotta just get my budget stacking up. Because, like I said, man, it's been almost like a month since I ain't got paid. I mean, I think I'm fine. I got a little bit of a buffer, but still. I just went back to work like last week. Well, no, this week, basically. It's a new week, so. And I had the macaroni, so. End of the day, my experience with macaroni is, you know, it's alright, but it won't, to me, it's something you don't want to experience. I mean, you can get macaroni anywhere. Having lived through it, it is terrible. You feel like you got pebbles and stuff in your throat. Everything tastes moldy. Your smell is gone. Your taste is gone. The only thing you can kind of do is cough. That's my whole experience. Even though I'm vaccinated, boosted, it's just crazy. The most interesting thing that I'm thinking about in terms of like, for instance, video games. Video games to me are steep price. And how I'm thinking how well a video game is, and spending $70, $80 or $100, that's pretty steep. You know, you can never really recover some of that money back. Like 2K, I'm not gonna be one of those people that go get $150 2K, then at the same time and token, go out here and get $200 worth of VC. The game ain't that serious. I'm not crap talking. Eventually I will get it. But right now it's looking like a solid pass. I gotta look at my budget. Like, I got bills to pay. My credit good, but still, I'm not about to go and do that. I don't have tore up credit. It's just something I don't do. I'm not, shading anybody, but wow, I can take it on like that. That guy wasn't really good, in my opinion. My phone ain't been charging. Oh, a testimony. I think the thing about certain stuff, like with me and how I think, like from a business standpoint, everybody got a brand. Like I was telling my sister, the biggest thing that's kind of unoriginal, and then you gotta think about it's a sunk cost, is t-shirt. Like a t-shirt company. There's not too many t-shirts I'm willing to buy for somebody. Like, there's this person at my job that's out there every day just about 90, 100 degrees talking about, hey, check out my clothing line, basically harassing people to go buy his clothing line. To me, I don't think it's clothing line. I'm not trying to be funny. I wouldn't buy it. And it's not because it's like classless or anything like that. It's just like the t-shirt doesn't look good. Like, I'm one person. Of course, I'm not going to go and say that to the person, be disrespectful, nothing like that. But honestly, I couldn't, as a source of income or certain stuff like that, I'm glad he's out there trying to make a honest hustle. But again, if I create something, I'm going to do it right. Anything I'm going to do it right. I'm not going to cut corners. I'm not going to do anything like that. This is not me. I told my sister there's not that many jobs that are out here paying like, $1 million. The only way you're gonna go make $1 million if you go and do it yourself. And me, I write down ideas on my notepad. I watch videos about how people can have a revenue stream. But then with me, I don't put my eggs 100% on one basket. So I got ideas, got some stuff that I think of that will get me across the board to achieve that and then some. And also I got some philanthropic endeavors, but still I gotta take care of myself first. But I don't know. If I get a stage of the game, I'm at and stage the game, I need to just take care of myself. And the first thing with success and certain stuff you need to do, you need to get a legal team, and you need to get a will, stuff like that. You need to protect yourself. And have certain stuff laid out to where, like, you know, in case of certain stuff, you know, how you wanted to have it. I know a whole lot of people, they stick to like 5 things, like real estate, or, you know, trying to rap, trying to do beats. That's all fine and good. And, you know, I have friends that make beats and stuff like that. It's good. The music is good, but, you know, getting to the next level, that's a whole different other story. What we're talking about later down the line. You know, another thing, too, is, like, life becomes busy, man. Like, life really becomes busy. You go through stuff. You know, you keep your head above water with a lot of stuff. You're still good. But there's some stuff you just gotta get through. Like my sister was telling me that, you know, there's not too many people that are going to tell you what they did to get to $1 million or more. I mean, I kind of know how $1 million works. It's a traditional thing. Like, if someone has a business where they're doing transportation, or they have like a delivery thing where they deliver little small items as routes, you have to pay a set amount of dollars for that. You have a route, you can have other people under you. And a lot of people are trying to go to that CDL route or certain stuff like that, you know. Doing trucking, to me, I don't live my life in a car. I'm not about to do that. To me, I don't have a problem traveling. I like to travel the world. I like to think. I like doing other stuff. So at the end of the day, when we're talking about, like, you know, from a perspective of business, then we're talking about international stuff. If you get something international, you have to pay duties. You got to declare stuff. So even if the stuff is expensive, you still have to pay taxes. Like, I know now that I know exactly what I want to do with my life and stuff like that. And what's interesting to me, I got an idea, and anything that I do, in a sense, I know I can, and because I have experience now a little bit with it, and how the merchandise, you know, I think I can scale up, in a sense. The only thing I got to do is also build like a small little money. Basically build out an inventory. I don't think it'll be that hard. I'll probably have like 3 different pieces of certain stuff that I'm gonna start out with. I have to reach out to somebody, do something, just see how certain stuff goes. I got some business opportunities, like, you know, I'm gonna still be working. I'm gonna talk to my sister tomorrow. I'm gonna talk to my dad about something tomorrow, I guess. If somebody wants me to go work at a bank or something like that, those type of investing, and their pay is good. Their pay is good. But I know that's not something I can commit to like long term. But it's a good check. It's a real good check. It's like $92,000. That's pretty good. I'll probably like. I still have to think about that because I'm not necessarily used to working. You know, I don't necessarily think about a bank. Bank is not a good idea because I'm like, you gotta deal with people, but then people with like robbery and stuff like that. I don't want to be nowhere near that. Certain stuff like that. I mean, safety and security is one thing. The bank. I don't want to be nowhere near that. In my schedule, I'm kind of like busy in a sense. Like the last few weeks, I've kind of been busy. I've been trying to recuperate my body at least. I haven't been getting that much sleep since I done graduated from like school and whatnot. I think the average sleep I get is like 3 hours or something like that, and that's on me. Not 3 hours, but I've been going to sleep at 3 o'clock and then be going to sleep to like I would say probably to like 11, and I have to be at work at 4. I don't have to work tomorrow, so that's good. But I definitely think, in a sense, money is all relative and whatnot. And, I'm still counting on the money I receive back from my school stuff. 'Cause I'm paying it out of my own pocket, and it's expensive though. All my money is basically going there, so $5,000. That's pretty steep, and I done got that down probably like $700. So I definitely do pay my stuff on time and stuff like that. I'm taking care of business. So another thing I'm still thinking about in terms of like business and certain stuff, I don't know. I think a lot of people have to have good business principles across the board. Like, technology integration should be a big, huge component of business. Merchandising, inventory, but how descriptive people are describing. How descriptive people are describing stuff. Dumbass. The game, we're going to be completely honest, how I view this game, I don't necessarily have a whole lot of positives. There'll be like games like that or battles like that where I would normally have used to fail that, but like now that I realize you're wasting mats, even if you do get to the top, you outbuild those guys. The majority of the time, you're going to take damage because someone's going to go and hit the base of the structure down. Like, obviously, I think I'm really good. Like, if I'm knowing the stuff I'm knowing now, like, I'm pretty sure, like, if I really wanted to, I could probably do some professional gaming, but then again, that's not my path. And again, like I said, a lot of stuff is contract. God dang. What? That guy is annoying, man. Like, to me, in a sense, we're kind of in a consumer-based thing, like building a marketing or advertising agency. I would not do that, number one, because there's so many products out there. Like, I understand there's a lot, like, I watched a lot of entrepreneurial videos now. I would not ever do no digital advertising. Because to me, that whole model is one in a million. The whole thing is one in a million, and then also too with that, you just have to think long term. How does that go with this overall business? If I'm an established brand or something like that, I'm not going to use a digital advertising agency to promote, like, let's say for instance, let's think about a reputable thing like Van Cleef and Arpels. They're not going to use no digital advertising agency to promote their own I would say their own type of love or their theme motif type of set of jewelry. They're not going to do that. People know what Van Cleef and Arpels is. They have hearts, they have flowers, they have certain stuff. Van Cleef and Arpels, I don't even think they have one in New York, but I think they have one in London. That's for sure. Same thing with Tiffany & Co. Tiffany & Co., I think they're pretty high-rated jewelry, and their stuff is not always, you're not going to be able to 100% go in a Tiffany & Co. and get whatever they have. That's just a fact. If anything, the majority of their good stuff is going on auction, and even then, their price of their like collection and stuff isn't even. It could very easily go from $30,000 to like $6 million. That's what I'm trying to say. Their best stuff, they create the craze, the publicity. Like Tiffany & Co. might have a diamond that's out or something like that. Or they might bid on a diamond, get the hype built around that, and they might purchase it. And they might do it with one of the auction houses. Wow. I literally died because that didn't refill or reload. I might hit that man up. Because he wants to, like, I don't know, interview me for a job. But again, I don't know. I do not know. You know, the interesting thing about like certain stuff in business or across the board, I don't know, man. Everybody has their unique set of strengths and skills or whatnot. I think mine is keep myself under composure, just dealing with certain environments, certain people. The most interesting thing about business and I don't know, everybody can't see your worth, everybody can't see your talent. That's not the point. It is what it is. Yeah. What? I think I did. Alright, I'm back. I've been thinking about just certain stuff, man, in terms of business and just scaling the business. Like a marketing and advertising agency, I don't think they're going to keep that stuff in-house. Like if there was a new, let's just say, there's a new thing. Like for instance, Rolex does not do that much advertising to a certain degree because they have the backing. They're known. They've been around for 100 and like they've definitely been around for 117 years. So they're established in the game. They have, you know, this, that, and the third. The only thing I will say about just certain stuff, I was talking about the jewelry business. In a sense, there's only a handful of players that really have pieces or just certain stuff. Like for instance, you're not going to see certain stuff like flower theme or different type of stuff. You can't compare Tiffany and Co. to Van Cleef and Arpels. They're two different houses One's more themed on certain stuff, and then Tiffany and Co's very. They're two completely different things. You're looking for two different type of styles of jewelry. Both of them are fine jewelry. Tiffany and Co is very expensive. To me, when I think about certain stuff, I like variety. I like variety, and I think about just certain stuff. Like I was talking to my sister about like some stuff that I was thinking about in terms of like, you know, what the next 5 to 10 years are going to look like across the board for business. That's something you have to think about, the landscape of business. And how certain stuff works. That's something you seriously have to think about in terms of business. How well estimated growth or basically your expected annual. Are you performing above or below that? How are you going to scale back? Like I told my sister, in a sense, if we're dealing with like, sales and volume and stuff, when someone has a company or certain stuff, you may have someone who is very technology savvy in a part of business, but you may not have the person who's necessarily know how to get shit done in terms of like across the board beyond just the day-to-day operations and the interaction face-to-face stuff, because you need to be well versed in all that type of stuff. And some people, they're the owners of the place, but you don't know exactly who they are, because they're just that's just not their thing. They think about business all the time or whatnot. They're very business oriented, business savvy in that way, and make adjustments as they see fit. And to me, business can't be 100%. Someone lives and breathes the business. That is every aspect of business, in a sense. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, to me, the thing that I can honestly say is hard to sell is phone or cable. That's something that someone doesn't need. And how everything is going now, I can just go Roku. I do have Roku right now, but I have YouTube TV. There's almost no point. Cable is getting ready to die as we know it because at the end of the day, you're paying for like triple play, and then they have all these introductory fees or whatnot, and then that's like $350 a month. Before you know it, after the introductory rate and the contract, they'll triple, double, or triple it. And before you know it, when taxes get in, you're looking like $279, $300. That's not a deal. That's how they get people. And before you know it, you're playing phone tag with people with like customer service, with like, Spectrum, all this type of stuff. It's one of those. Everything has some type of game to it. Now, for lack of better words, you gotta choose whether or not to play along or whatnot. And to me, people deal with a long day of work. They deal with all sorts of types of people. The last thing I want to be doing is playing games, man. What? Man, that's absolutely insane. That guy sucks. That guy sucks. But it is what it is. Across the board with business and how I think personally, despite the facts, I think people are just tired of dealing with in a sense, just the day-to-day hassle with business. Like,
I needed some Swiss.
Like, for instance, I told my sister, like, if an item or something is $7,000 or whatnot, or what, like, you pay for a piece or something like that, a piece of jewelry for $7,000. Someone may not pay $7,000 to basically craft it. Everything is profit. But also, too, you gotta think about it. Jewelry, in a sense, doesn't depreciate, but also people are trying to make a quick buck. I feel like, in a sense, both people can benefit. In a sense, like, I don't know. Both parties can benefit. Like, you got to go to the person who's the most fair across the board. Like, if someone's going to sell a piece to somebody for whatever reason, like, to me, like, working at a pawn shop and certain stuff like that, and for a brief time or whatnot, how do I put it this way? Some places are fair and some places are, I fight mid of the line. Because, like, if someone's in a pawn shop, that means they're in a financial wreck for whatever reason. Like, me personally, I would never deal with a pawn shop for any reason. I would never deal with a pawn shop for any reason. I wouldn't sell anything to a pawn shop. I wouldn't pawn anything. Because to me, the moment you go in a pawn something, you already lost. in a traditional sense because the people screw you like 164%. Although they can't necessarily sell anything for 7 days or whatnot, everything that's going to the system, the sheriff, they scan the items, you get people's ID, you sell goods and services, you have to hold it for 7 days in the thing. Then people don't pay or whatnot, you have to keep the item, but it has to be an item of worth keeping. So naturally, how I'm thinking about business now, essentially, like when you think about it, whenever you buy something, a majority of the time it's going to lose its value. Car or whatnot. In a sense, jewelry, it just depends. I hope people give you fair market value or something like that. The majority of the time that don't happen. That's just not realistic. Like if someone spends $100,000 on a bust down chain and goes and gets a to me that's a bad investment. Also to get a bust down rollie, that's a bad investment. I'm gonna tell you why. Once you start to take apart a watch or something like that, it's going to automatically, to a certain extent, like if someone had like a 5711 Patek, if they just left it alone, it would have gone up to like $330,000. It doesn't cost $330,000 because at the end of the day, you think about it, it is limited. The wait list to get to an AD is automatically high. It's like years long. There's only a handful of stores. They don't have a Patek boutique in, Atlanta. They don't have those. They had that stuff on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. I've been past Patek. The only thing I really want to go to, in a sense, just check out certain stuff. I want to go to all the fashion houses, just see what's in there or whatnot. I want to be able to afford some nice suits for myself. Like, I want to get myself a Tom Ford suit. I want to be able to, take care of myself. Really. Have fair prices on certain stuff that, other people generally don't have fair prices on. Now, I know the real thing that's been making people mad nowadays is looking at appraisals for houses and then like items they purchase at a steep rate, and the estimates and stuff are pretty much off. And how do I feel about that? Like home, everything's gonna have a market crash and bubble. That's how I view stuff. See this full. I told my sister like e-commerce is like a big thing, but also too with e-commerce, you know, you have to be careful because me and my sister, we like honestly, me and my sister, we talk about a lot of stuff, like a business idea, a business venture, or certain stuff like that, like how people are using a firm, they're getting products or whatnot. They're basically trying to cancel the stuff out so they get sent the stuff, but I mean, you're doing fraud. Like a firm, they have all people's information or whatnot, so you're trying to pull a fast one, but these people have your whole information out there, your home address, your social security number, that stuff is tied to your credit, everything. So, I mean, and you didn't pay for the goods, you have possession of stolen goods. And especially like across a business, you know, you have to be careful too, because people could be doing wire fraud. There's a lot of stuff that, you know, it doesn't make sense. It legitimately does not make sense, but in the business world, you have to be always guarded and beware of the times and stuff that, you know, what's going on at all times, pretty much. The next thing, I know, like restaurants and stuff, I don't think restaurants make a lot of money to a certain extent. That's your dumbass. Boy was trying to kill me with that bullshit, man. A lack of better words, I don't like it. Like with that guy, it's kind of one of those things where you kind of have to gauge it. So I know tomorrow I'm gonna go to the bank, and then like hopefully I get paid Wednesday, and then, you know, I'm gonna do something, and I'm gonna go from there. Hopefully I get paid and I'll start something. And trust me, I do be working on ideas and stuff that I got. My sister told me, like, I think it's easy to make over $100,000 a year. I said, yeah, it's really possible. But also, not everybody is able to do that. But with me, how I think and how I'm able to understand business on pretty much, I say I have a good concept of business. Like, a business can't be 100%, like, people's money can't be tied to 1 cent, like to one thing only. It has to be tied in multiple things, like multiple avenues. Like real estate is going to have a bubble and a crash. It already has sort of have that. Because where I live at currently, housing and stuff like going for like over 150,000 in a year over their market value. Then it's kind of slowed down and back. Because houses where I live at are going for around like 550. At one point they were like at 680 to 700. So you do the math, and now they done leveled out around like 600. So you just think about it. Everything is going to go down to a certain extent. And away with like how the housing market and then the Fed, 40 basis points, all that type of stuff, we're really going to be looking at some serious changes. Like people are not going to be able to get loans, or people are going to have a hard time getting that first time buyers assistance and stuff like that. So that's another thing people need to be thinking about in terms of, to me, I have an idea of what I want to do. And then again, I know how I think and how the life I want to live and be able to take care of myself and have a family and certain stuff like that. Not now. But I think I'm planning myself good for the next 5 years. How I'm thinking now. I'm going to probably have to be doing a little bit of traveling, so I don't know. I probably won't be doing a lot more gaming. But hopefully I'll be on podcasts and stuff like that, hopefully. There's an idea that I got skills well. I'll meet like some individuals respected in space. Like to me, a car salesman, that's not what I'm doing. But I have to go to like shows. I have to go to shows and stuff like that. Then I do branding. Me, marketing is kind of easy. Marketing is easy for me. Word of mouth is obviously a good thing, but you know, you gotta spend money, a little bit of money on advertising. But you can't spend a lot of money on advertising. What? I didn't even see that guy, so then he hit me for 35. Wow, okay. Didn't see that guy. A hotel manager makes $50,000 a year. A hotel manager should not make $52,000. You know the interesting thing about certain stuff, if you go ahead and you do the legwork for something, you could be on to something greater and you could have a bigger influence. Like if you have an idea, you write it down, you take the proper steps, no one can take that away from you. So, like me, I got multiple ideas and stuff that I write down. I at least spend like a good hour of my day writing down ideas or whatnot, and I watch YouTube videos, and then they explain certain stuff and how stuff works, and you know, you got to do your own research. You have to use, you know, due diligence, do research on certain stuff. And then at the end of the day, you have to be at least good. Like, to me, how money works, money is kind of a concept. Like, the more money you have, the more, I guess, you have to manage it in a sense. Like if someone has, let's say, $35 million, they really can just chill back, in a sense. That's more than enough money, again, but To go and buy like a $10 million home doesn't make sense. That's not necessarily a good investment. There's people who've been selling homes for a loss. Like, I saw somebody, they had like a $10 million home. I think it was Mike Tyson or somebody. He sold a home for like $3 million. He took a $7 million loss. That's pretty bad. What? Oh my god. I don't even see how I died there. This pissed me off. I remember one time I was in like college. I was a freshman, and to be completely honest with you, we were doing like a Shark Tank type thing. We were doing a Shark Tank thing, and we had this guy. I don't know. I had a thing. I had like a PowerPoint slide, and I had like a presentation, and this dude that just straight up dissed my whole thing or whatnot. I mean, I had a whole thing that, you know, I still have it on my computer, and I think it's a very good idea. And I know it'll probably be like the idea itself is probably worth billions. Like I'm not joking. It's a concept, but I know it works. Because if anything, I've been saying for a while now, there's a lot of stuff that uses mathematical equations and certain stuff. Like everything in business really is a mathematical equation. Okay, this is your profit, this is your loss, you see your expected growth, this, that, and third. And, you know, you have a lot of stuff that's out here that's just not usable. Or, you know, you try to relay this information you see of what expected is, but also you need to be more realistic in tune to how you can go and then tweak some things and look at, see how that affects your whole bottom line or your overhead. So I got some ideas, man. I got some ideas. But again, I don't necessarily 100% want to be working for somebody in a sense. Like, if I'm a boss and certain stuff like that, I have some parameters set in place. I don't necessarily 100% believe in wearing suits and ties and certain stuff like that. I'm a more laid-back individual, and I care about employees' wellness and employees' mental health more than the value of a dollar, what they can do for me, in a sense. Because a lot of the times, that's what a lot of people are subjecting people to. They don't realize how much of a detriment that they do, in a sense, of what they say can affect somebody in a traditional sense. It's more like, you know, you do this, you do that, or whatnot. And then some of these people's conduct is out of control. It's out of control. Like here you are giving someone a conduct or certain stuff like that, ain't like rules, a textbook, but here you are not following it. And then, the certain stuff applies loosely. And then when you're doing stuff like that, in my opinion, nobody should be working for you. When you're saying and doing stuff to the contrary, I know people are in survival mode. They're doing what they can to provide for themselves or their families or whatever. But some stuff just goes beyond the lines, just business. And it's just more of you're putting yourself up to be something that, in a sense, you don't realize how that can have an adverse effect on a toxic workplace, affecting people's mental health, or, people are burned out already. That's why I kind of think in a traditional sense, you just have to be on your P's and Q's, but also have multiple skills. So everybody can see your skills. That's just facts. But if we're talking about business and certain stuff, I don't know. To me, a lot of jobs and stuff are setting people up to fail, and there's really nothing you can do about that. Like, in true essence, a business has to do marketing, they have to do promoting, you got to do licensing, you got to protect everything it is about your brand, how you associate your brand, how you basically choose certain stuff like aspects and components of your business, not even only team, where you're located. I don't think your network determines your net worth. I just don't. Because it could be a great idea and someone could be self-made. The only thing they gotta do is obtain funding, or, you just rinse and repeat. You see a great idea, you'll mix a few things in of what other people are doing, and you go from there. Look, not too many people have a good business model. A lot of people are thinking small time, you gotta think big time. And also, another thing you gotta think about is protecting your business from all type of stuff. Like, I know, for instance, like the transportation business. Transportation business is not easy, or like running a rental or of anything. You have to have liability insurance. You have to cover up to $1 million. Or certain stuff. Like, someone has a luxury or exotic car rental. You're not going to be able to do some things like I've previously discussed in streams. Like, you got to take care of your people. You got to take care of your staff. You got to take care of a lot of stuff. You have to look at liability. If you have a model in like a Ferrari or something like that, Ferrari comes with a steep type of contract. Most people don't know that. You can't mod it, you can't wrap it, you can't do anything like that. But some people will be willing to do that. And at the end of the day, when you purchase a Ferrari, it comes with built-in warranty. You basically voided your warranty, but also until you made it unsafe to drive. Overheating, the exhaust, and certain stuff. That's why it's better to leave stuff factory across the board. Because the moment you unscrew anything like that, it's going to basically lose value, or you're not going to be able to get a service. I leave this. Another reason why I leave the games and stuff that I like right now, it's not a good drop. I like my things to be a certain way, like to drop certain angle, certain direction. I try to land at different places from a perspective. Sometimes it's a good land or a bad land. To me, what determines is the number of people drop in a certain place. I like to get kills. I think I've had some great kill games or whatnot. To me, the better thing is like, it's not 100% a concept. You need to take action. And then, you need to build upon that. Like for instance, some stuff I think are fads. Like, if someone, like fidget spinners. Fidget spinners were a fad. At one point they were going for $18, and now they go for like $1 or less than $1 now. Eventually, stuff will fizzle out. Like, everything has a bubble. Like, I gotta do some more research and get a little bit more business ideas, or run some stuff, or just take a look at people's website and look at tools and stuff like that. And eventually, I might have to find some type of other thing to do so I can make money, but at the same time, I'll see what my dad thinks. I'll run an idea by him tomorrow. Because honestly, I don't know, man. But then again, I don't know. So... What? Oh my god, man. Oh my. That guy sucks for that. That's why he died. Son of a biscuit. I've watched, like, in my honest opinion, I've watched like personalities clash in business, and that's not necessarily a good thing, and it's also not necessarily a bad thing. But you have to have a balance across the board of certain stuff. Like I seen on YouTube, someone was talking about a business partnership that went sour. I watched this guy's video, and he basically lost the team, but it was more stuff to it than that. And I was just like, wow, this is what, business entails across the board. You gotta think about long term what that can do. This is probably my last game before I watch some entrepreneurial videos or some stuff. I'll just start working on a lot more stuff. We'll just try to see where certain stuff goes. I'll plan some stuff. I'm really busy. I just don't want to keep doing what I'm doing. Like, in terms of like just working some type of little thing. I know the idea I got is big, it serves a purpose. I'm able to do some things to myself or whatnot. It's a good idea, great concept, original stuff, and something I want to do. Go broke never, on my grind, she make it clap like a Buster Rhymes. What the fuck that man was doing? But yeah, to me, good business is always going to be more than just, profit and loss. Good business, good customer support. Good business is being original. Good business is just good business all around. With your own little special twist. So when I'm thinking about good business, you have to be original. You have to work on your branding. You have to work on product. Is not necessarily hard. The only thing is, sometimes you need capital, sometimes you don't. It just depends. But I know I have to go to some trade shows. That's one thing I know I have to do. I need to have a mentor too. That's one thing I need. God damn. I won't be able to make it unless this is what I think it is. Praise the Lord. I know people say, getting out of your comfort zone. To me, sometimes with jobs and stuff, you overextend yourself. Like, I don't know, like across the board. You got to be professional. You got to be courteous. All those things I am, just a little bit reserved. Dumbass. All this shit, man. What? I had this guy, man. Every time I get close. I'll probably play a few more, but I'll just get some stuff off my chest, like in terms of like business, acumen, or just overall business. Some people don't have good business. Some people don't. A lot of people get complacent in their success. You know, I'm not mad. You know, some stuff is people's livelihood. I'll probably drink myself some water. I'm about to play one more game and I'm gonna go to sleep. Like, let me explain some more stuff. Like, in terms of scalability of business, you have to operate on a profit and loss. You have to think about employees have to be paid. You have to have insurance. You have to have incidentals. You have to run numbers. You have to have an accountant. You have to have multiple business, I say, how could I put it this way? You have to have multiple business avenues. Like, for instance, you have to think about your location, your market, what people are willing to pay for a item, what type of service are you providing. Because to me, I know there's a few businesses and certain stuff where I would personally go to in a traditional sense where I would not go for a good time. Like for me, a successful meal or a successful thing when I have like a successful moment, the first place that I'm thinking of is Ruth Chris. Like if I want a real nice steak, Ruth Chris. Ruth Chris has deals. They may have a $39.95 course where you get, your steak, you get a side, and you get basically a little dessert, and it's $39.95. Real Chris, my thing is not necessarily 100% since it's doable, but again, you got to limit your type of stuff. Can you really afford Ruth Chris? Like if someone makes $1,000 a month or something or less, you automatically know to a certain extent they're not going to be able to really afford that or whatnot. To me, the best way you're going to make money or the best way you're going to take care of yourself is coming with an idea or a plan of action, and then how you're going to execute those plans, how you're going to build this out. If you have investors or certain people, how do you have that idea, have a lawyer at the table? How do you make sure your idea doesn't get stolen? And how you sure this partnership doesn't dissolve or certain stuff comes out of it. Like, lawsuits, allegations, a lot of people don't think that way in the terms of doing business. So, I don't know, man. That stuff's very interesting in my opinion. So obviously, I'm gonna take some few steps, and hopefully, I make it to some podcasts or something like that. This game, this is legitimately my last one. To me, I'm gonna go to the bank tomorrow. No one messing with me now. I'm not gonna worry about it. Wow, I'll play one more. That's bullshit. 69 to the head, 29. That dude should have been dead. The one thing that I was laughing about, there's this guy that I like watching on YouTube. He said the most things people are not doing is paying to incorporate. Like, they're just spending money, they're not paying to incorporate, they're not doing anything. They're not thinking long term, so. And their anonymous poll, 138. Peyton Pritchard. Let's see. Doesn't sound well. That looks alright, but the price a little bit too steep. gotta kill him with that bullshit. This guy's a coward. You really think I was gonna let you run away like that? And after this, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna do some studying. I'm about to do some business stuff. Look at business. in the hell are people at? Oh, there go a guy. This guy sucks. I was correct. This guy sucks ass. Fuck. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We out.